Be happy. Be healthy. Be your best. Be your best.
In this episode, we're going to talk about heart health, your heart health. We're going to give you some practical things that you can do to take care of your heart. And we're going to show you some things that you may have been doing and didn't even realize could be causing an issue with your heart. So what are the things that we need to think about? Well, one of them is late night eating. If you're listening to this podcast, and if you want to, you might want to take a look later at the YouTube version of it where you can see the illustrations that I'm showing, because they really tell a story in themselves. We have a man here who is late night having a beer, has a couple cups on his desk, has looks like some popcorn, some snack foods. He's got a computer in front of him. This is definitely some late night eating. The problem is that late night eating puts a real strain on the heart once you go to bed. And this is something that a lot of people don't realize. We have another guy here it's late night. You can tell he's in the fridge. He's looking for that late night snack or that late night dessert or something that he can have. And here again, this is a habit that can actually end up having you have poor heart health. Why is that? It's because when you eat late at night, right before you go to bed, it actually takes a bunch of your blood and concentrates it on the digestive system. And this puts a strain on the heart that needs to be using that blood for other reasons when you're going to bed to support sleep and recovery, and even have some time itself that it's not having to work so hard as far as the daily functions. One of them, a very active, involved one, that of digestion. So eating late at night just pushes a lot of buttons in the body and can cause some real issues as far as putting strain on the heart. It is a habit to get away from. It is something that you want to start to wean yourself off of. Now, does this mean that you can't just have a snack right before bed? No, you can have something light. Some of the suggestions have been before things like just having a half of a sweet potato, or having it where you have just a little bit of protein or a handful of nuts, with a small piece of fruit or something. But we don't want to be having it be that we're eating large amounts of food, especially meal size, or things that are just snack foods that have a lot of things in them that just aren't good for the heart to begin with. So there's number one. Number two, you might think about asking your primary caregiver if you're taking blood pressure medicine. Blood pressure medicine is typically taken in the morning a lot of times, but research is starting to show that taking blood pressure medication at night is actually something that can help the heart more. Why? Because taking it at night is something that keeps it where the blood pressure is even the whole night, rather than it being that the medication has worn off and the blood pressure is starting to have problems during the night, which can then lead to a cardiac event. However, you are going to want to talk to your primary caregiver or a heart specialist if you have one, to see what they recommend for you in your particular circumstances. But the research and the science is coming forward that they're finding that taking blood pressure medicine at night is actually more advantageous for your heart. Another thing is electrolytes. Electrolytes are crucial for the heart. And so having a little bit of water a couple of hours before bed does a number of things to support the heart. One, it gives the heart a little bit of sodium, a little bit of potassium, a little bit of magnesium. And these are really helpful for the heart as far as hormonal signaling and electrical potential. And we know that the heart is an electrically generated organ. That's what it works with. And so having some electrolytes in some water a couple hours from bed has a number of benefits. It helps with the electrical potential, but it also makes it where the heart doesn't have thicker blood. Dehydration before bed makes it harder during the nighttime for the heart to transport blood while you're sleeping, and thicker blood is a risk factor. So you want to have maybe a cup or two of water a couple of hours before bed, This will support the heart, and then it will, but not so close to when you go to bed that it's waking you up during the night to use the bathroom, the restroom. So a couple hours before bed, drink a cup or two of water with some electrolytes in it and see, it'll just help the heart during the night as far as not having that risk factor. Another thing that can cause problems with the heart is blue light from tablets, phones, computers, TVs, whatever before bedtime. It has a particular effect on the body. It causes melatonin suppression, which can affect the heart. And then it also disrupts the circadian rhythm. So no screen time about 2 hours before bed is really the recommended time in order to not have it be that the heart rate is increased during the nighttime and not have it be where that risk of having a cardiovascular event is raised. And science is starting to show that if this is done every night for a long period of time, that it can actually raise the risk of a heart event by 50%. And all the information in this podcast tonight is specifically more appropriate for people in their 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. And 20s, 30s, not going to have as much risk of it. 40s, you're starting to move into that. But 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, there are so many changes in the body that take place during those years that reducing these risks is something that is really, really important. So no blue light a couple of hours before bed. Ideally, stop at 8 p.m. It's known scientifically that going to bed by 10 and getting a couple of hours before midnight, the hours before midnight are your most precious hours of sleep. After midnight, the value of sleep is not as high as it is before midnight. So getting in a couple of rock solid hours before midnight without any blue light 2 hours before can be highly, highly beneficial to the heart. Another thing that affects heart health is the position you sleep in. Science is showing that sleeping on your back is not a position that's good for the heart. It actually triggers a stress response on the heart, and it increases your blood pressure while you're sleeping and puts strain on the heart. So what position should you sleep in? The best position is on your side, and the best side is the right side. It actually takes pressure off of the heart to sleep on the right side. This may take a little bit of training. You may need to put a pillow behind you to keep you from just going onto your back if you have been a regular back sleeper. But in interest of your heart health, see if this is a practical step that you can take in order to help the heart. One of the things that affects the heart the most is somebody who is laying there stressed and ruminating, eyes wide open, not able to go to sleep because of stress and anxiety. This is one of the things that has the biggest effect on the heart during the night. Science is showing that people that go to bed and they are anxious and just ruminating over the stressful things of the day and the things that have happened and whatever significantly increase the possibility of having a cardiac event during the night, with most cardiac events happening early morning. So what do you want to do before you go to bed? Now, there's some practical things you can do. You can do what's called a brain dump, where you take a piece of paper and you write down all the things that you want to not forget the next day or want to address the next day. Then you can think about a couple of things and write them down that went well during the day. And then a couple of things that are going to even go better tomorrow and write down why, the steps you're going to take to make them happen. And then doing some breathing exercises for the heart before you go to bed. Breathing in, holding it, slowly breathing out a number of times. Practicing this actually gives the heart permission and the brain and the nervous system that it is safe to relax and sleep well. And your sleep is what helps your heart to actually recover and be able to assist you the next day. So guarding your sleep with these practical suggestions is something that is also going to improve the state of your day the next day, the health of your heart the next day, even has a lot to do with productivity and what you're going to accomplish the next day. So here again, think of 3 or more things that went well today. The breathing is 4-7-8, in 4, hold for 7, exhale 8. This calms and benefits the vagus nerve, the nervous system, and the heart. Another thing that you can do is take magnesium glycinate at night, about 400 milligrams at bedtime. Or if you look at the link below from Moon Brew, it is an excellent, excellent product that you can take an hour or so before sleep that helps with just having your sleep be deep, restful, and we know how much this can benefit the heart. So in our office, we scan people's hearts, and the reports that we see are something that shows us if there are different areas of the heart that are needing support energetically. And then we are able to look and see what kind of support they need. Is it CoQ10 ubiquinol? Are they needing more minerals? Are they showing in their report that they're dehydrated? Are they showing that they need better quality sleep? There's all types of things that show up in the reports at our office for people's heart health. So you can go to our website and you can look at the things that are available in our office as far as testing. We work with people locally, but we also work with people nationwide that send in samples to us that we can run through our lab unit and then send them a report on their heart health. We encourage you to do so if you have concerns. So that's it on heart health for today. Put into place some of these practical suggestions and feel good about the fact that you are helping your heart to stay in a healthier, stronger state by the things that you're doing, the habits you're changing, and the better sleep that you're getting.
Be your best. Be happy.